What is going on, guys? RonMan coming back at you. Today we're taking a look at Whomp Em for the NES. Also, if you're new here and you like my content, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as well as that bell notification so you stay up to date with RonMan Gaming. Whomp Em is a single-player action platformer that was developed and published by Jaleco and released for the NES in 1991. You play as a young Indian brave named Soaring Eagle who ventures into the world looking for totems for his magic pouch. There are a total of 8 levels. The first is an introductory stage which does a good job at getting you acquainted with the controls, while the next 6 levels you can play in any order. After you beat one of the main 6, you'll receive a totem which in turn gives you a new weapon. After you've beaten the main 6, it's on to the final level. Whomp Em is not a very long game nor a very difficult one, but it is a fun playthrough that doesn't overstay its welcome. Your main weapon is a spear which you jab straight ahead. While in the air, you may up thrust or down thrust. While standing still, if you press up on the D-pad, you'll hold your spear above your head, which can block falling hazards. Throughout the game, you'll come across many different items and power-ups. These include items which extend the length of your spear, increase your attack power, increase your defense power, provide invincibility, and refill life. Oftentimes, enemies will drop gourds. Once you collect the required amount, you'll earn a heart container which permanently increases your life meter. You can see how many gourds are needed if you press the select button. You'll also find magic potions which automatically refill some health when you run out of life. You can hold up to 3 at a time. They're kind of like the fairies from The Legend of Zelda. The main 6 levels all have different themes like Magic Forest, Water Test, and Ice Ritual. While the gameplay doesn't change a whole lot level to level, there are unique touches, like how in the Magic Forest you'll be bouncing on leaves to help you get across the swamp, or how you can use the fire magic to melt ice in the Ice Ritual. An interesting aspect of the level design is that along with horizontal geography, the developers incorporated verticality to the environments. This was obviously done to complement your character's abilities, such as the up and down thrust attacks. I mentioned that you can play the levels in any order, which is great. The weapons you earn from beating the levels are helpful, but this game doesn't put as much of an emphasis on having them. For example, you can start with any level and you won't be at a huge disadvantage without any one particular weapon. All the bosses are manageable regardless of which weapons you have access to. Speaking of the bosses, the boss fights are fine, but they're nothing special. Just memorize their pattern and attack accordingly. I mentioned that Whomp Em is not a very hard game, but if you find yourself struggling with any level, you do have a few options. First, it's easy enough to grind for health restoring items and potions. Enemies respawn, and there are many places where you can lay low and just farm for items. Another option is that there are many frequent hidden items. To find these items, you have to interact with specific locations. For example, if you duck and bounce on this cloud, a potion will pop out. There are secrets like this throughout the whole game, so be on the lookout. When it comes to the controls of Whomp Em, they work just fine. A is to jump, B is to attack, start cycles through your weapons, and select pauses the game. In terms of music, I found Whomp Em to be subpar. It's not offensive by any means, but rather completely forgettable. The sound effects are average. The biggest problem with this game is the fact that you only ever have a single life. You have unlimited continues, which is nice, but anytime you die, you get kicked out of the level and sent back to the map screen where you'll have to play the level again from the beginning. That means there are no checkpoints at all at any point in the game. Considering how lengthy the final stage is, well, this got really old really fast. There's also no save function or password system, so you have to beat this all in one go. Like I said, Whomp Em is not a very hard game, but with a little patience, I did manage to complete the final stage, thus beating the game. I honestly don't have much else to say about Whomp Em. It's good, but not amazing. Sometimes an average game is all you need. If you're looking to scoop up a copy, it is creeping up in price at around $75 Canadian. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you next time.